Well, the Dolphins certainly will be busy next week with the NFL draft. 14 picks overall. Of course, most of the focus has been on them getting a franchise quarterback, but they need other help elsewhere too. Also on that offensive side of the ball at running back. I'm Jim Barry. Kim Bocamper is standing by with me. Bo, let's talk about the running game, which was pretty much non-existent last year, except when Ryan Fitzpatrick ran the ball. And you don't want your 37-year-old quarterback to be your leading rusher as he was last year. They did go out and get Jordan Howard, kind of a young journeyman. I'm not sure he's the answer. I think they need another home run hitter. DeAndre Swift from Georgia sure looks like he could be that guy. What do you think?
Yeah, there's a number of young running backs. Jonathan Taylor from Wisconsin is a guy that's had a great college career. But, you look at Jordan Howard, the kid they picked up in free agency from Philadelphia. He certainly adds to that room. Disappointing year last year for Kalen Balaj. You didn't see as much as you wanted out of him. He may have played himself out of the picture unless he does something really drastic coming in. Patrick Laird, you got Myles Gaskin. So there's need for another running back. But I think when you look at this team and really look around the National Football League, the running back positions, it's not so much that big horse that's your every down guy, but give me two or three guys that can do different things, mismatches. That quick guy that can get out and be a mismatch on linebackers and safeties. The guy that can give you some power running. The other guy that's kind of a little bit of an inside-outside guy. So I think that anymore when you look at the running back position, particularly with the Dolphins going into this year, it would be running back by committee. And I don't think maybe a few years back that wouldn't be the way to go. But I think the way the National Football League is now and how spread out it is, the more running backs that you've got, we've seen it through the course of the year. The 49ers did it all year long. Kansas City did it all year long. So that's, there's a precedent set for that. And I think that's kind of a game plan that the Dolphins may follow. That's not to say that if one of these guys doesn't fall to that late pick in the first round or early in the second round, they don't go out and grab a guy like Jonathan Taylor. I don't think Swift will be around until the end of the first round. Yeah. But there's a number of running backs out there that certainly would fit the bill.
Yeah, but to my mind, I think the Dolphins need to be careful here, Bo, because, they had Kenyon Drake, who was a home run hitter. I know a lot of folks question whether or not he ran north and south enough, but certainly if he got into the open field, man, he could score a touchdown every time he had the ball. I think they need that kind of threat, that kind of dynamic threat again in the backfield, don't you?
Well, I don't think they have that guy on the roster now, including when you talk about Jordan Howard. But if you're able to go out and you're able to get a Taylor or you're able to get a DeAndre Swift or somebody like that later in the draft, then he gives you that guy. Those guys are in that category of guys that once they get into that second level, they've got the opportunity to take it all the way.
Yeah, all right. Well, we'll see if the Dolphins can do that. And you're right, there are a lot of options out there. So even if they don't get one in the first round, with all the picks they have, they ought to be able to get somebody to come in to help. All right, of course, we'll talk about what the Dolphins do next Saturday in our Dolphins Draft Special, 7 p.m. And boy, we should have a lot to talk about because the Dolphins have 14 picks going into the draft.